Okay, so we're going to make the inside of a chocolate shop, or do you want to make like a display of chocolates? What do you see, Kyra, in a chocolate shop?
Chocolates?
Oh, well, I would be happy if there are chocolates in a chocolate shop, but can you imagine something? Can you describe how a chocolate shop might look?
Like a house of candy?
Like a house of candy. Okay. So you want to make a house made out of candy? Is that what you mean by a chocolate shop? Or do you want to have a shop in which you can go and buy candy?
Shop where we can buy candy.
All right. Okay. So I have some pictures over here, which are very nice chocolate shops. So maybe we can try one of those. We won't be able to see so much of the chocolate as much as we just see the chocolate shop and some of the interiors. Yeah? All right. Okay. Oh, just give me a minute. All right. So we we'll draw the outside of a building, and on that we will write a board that says chocolate shop, and maybe make some posters of different chocolates on the side so the whole picture looks like a chocolate shop. Okay. All right. So maybe this will look like an advertisement of a chocolate shop. Where are my pictures? I've lost my pictures. Okay, so first we'll draw things in rough, and we'll make some sketches, and then we will turn the page, and then we will draw the same thing in fair. Okay, so what we're going to do is draw a building. Maybe we'll draw a small building first, draw a nice form for the head, draw a door and then two windows on the side, and then write a sign around it. So this is how we'll do it. Just start off with a rectangle. Now, when you're sketching this, don't use an eraser. Ruhi and Ria, can you sit apart a little bit? Because I see your elbows are knocking each other. You won't have space. So, Ruhi, could you move a little to your left so that your right hand gets more space? And when you're sketching, if you want, sit back in your chair, hold the book like this and draw so that it becomes a little more comfortable, so that you're not keeping your elbows on the side. That might be more comfortable. Okay, so this is our building. We are going to draw a line slightly closer to the top. And then maybe above this, make a light line in the center. This is where our signboard is going to come. Now what we can do is make a signboard like that. We can have 2 pillars on the side. So at half distance, I'm going to make 2 pillars here. And then on the center, I'm going to make a tiny roof-like structure. And then I'm going to join these lines. So I get a nice shape. Oh, wait, no. I'll make it like this. And then I'll join the lines. So this roof comes like this. And these lines get joined. I'm going to erase that so that you don't get confused. So this is where we can write either chocolate shop or chocolaterie. Do you know what a chocolaterie is? This is the spelling. It's a very long spelling. So either you can write this or you can write chocolate shop, or you can come up with your own name. But I will show you how to do some nice lettering on that later. Okay, everyone with me? We have made this signboard. Then we will make one more line running across. Again, we can add a line over here. This will be, and these lines can stick outward. And we'll think of writing something over here. What kinds of chocolates you can get over here. Then we're going to make an awning. Awning is just this little piece of cloth that hangs out, and that's going to have stripes. So the lines on the left will lean a little towards the left and the bottom, and the lines on the right will tilt a little to the right at the bottom. If you get confused, you can just make straight lines, and that's fine as well. Now we will make a little line from the bottom. Viraj, are you drawing this? You should be drawing this. Draw it in rough, because otherwise you won't be able to. These are all sketches. You have to make the sketch first, so that if you have any problems or any ideas, or you want to do something different, then you can ask me and I can help you out with that. Now, from the bottom, just a little distance, not at half, just a little bottom. From the bottom, we will draw a line very, very light. And then in the center, we will make a doorway. And we can make the doorway nice and round. I like round doorways. Or you can make it straight. Then you will make a frame around the door. And then we will make these windows on the sides. Now see how the this line continues throughout. This is how you can make buildings or the fronts of buildings so that all these lines align to each other. And then if you want, you can also have a pillar on the side. But these lines generally look good if they're all aligned. Now we will have a windowsill at the bottom. We can give a nice window frame. And then we can make these windows. Okay, this is our basic structure. And then once we make it really large, we can add more details to it. All right, is this easy enough for everyone? Okay, so let's start making our chocolate shop in pear. Now, our shop is going to be only this big. Don't make it too large. So let's make that rectangle in the center again. And make your lines very light in the beginning. Make a line running through it. And then one slightly towards the top. So when I say slightly, this is my half line. And then I'd make my signboard at half of half. Can you see this? This is my full line. This is my half point. And then this is the point where I will make the line for the signboard. Now I'm going to start drawing in pen so that all of you can see better. Otherwise, you'll be straining too much to see. So I'm going to go over my design one more time. Keep checking if I'm doing the right thing. All right. So at this point, I'm going to make one of this is generally called a molding. And it sticks out of the building a little bit. Can you see it? Okay. Yes.
About where we have to make the line.
Where have I made this line? Okay, see this. This is my rectangle. It's about this big. I have marked a line at this point, I'll tell you, at 1/4 from the top. Now I'll tell you how to see it. This is my center. And I don't draw a line. I just see it by measuring and putting a finger and say, okay, this is half. And then 1/4 will be half of this line. And then I just draw a horizontal line. Okay? All right. Now just above this, again, half of this also, I will make two small brick-like shapes. One on this side and one on at the same height on the other side. And I'm going to make a small pillar. Then from the center, I'm going to make a roof, tiny roof. And this is the shape I'm giving my roof. And now I'm going to join the bottom of my pillar to the right side of the roof over here. See, I'm not drawing the second line. I'll draw the first line first, and from this roof, go to the bottom over here. Okay, is everyone with me? Samar, are you with me? Are you drawing what I'm drawing today?
Yes.
Good, okay. Oh, 1 second. Kuhu has just joined. Hi, Kuhu.
Hello.
Hi, you're a little late today. Can I quickly bring you up to speed?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll tell you what we've done. We are drawing the front of a chocolate shop. I want you to see this and then just follow me. We've made this as a rough illustration. So we started with a rectangle, then started making the roof over here. We've just finished the roof in fair. So what we've done is make a rectangle shape, find a point which is the half of the rectangle and then half of that. So you get a quarter mark, draw this double line, draw these two pillars. So first you draw this part and this pillar, then you draw the roof, and then we've joined the lines. Okay. So can you quickly do that? I know you might have to rush a little fast, uh, but I'll wait for a minute. Just draw a basic pencil sketch. You don't have to draw in pen. You can draw in pencil. So if there are some errors later on, you can even erase. Okay. But draw very light. Okay, now we'll draw a parallel line to this. And this might have to come down a little bit. So Kuhu, you can start drawing from below this and then draw this later. Okay, now we'll draw a line, again, not at half, just a little higher than half. Oh, let me see. 1 second. Yes, this is very nice. But are you using a scale? Don't use a scale, Viraj. We don't need a scale because when you're drawing these lines on the side, don't use a scale at all. Okay, good. Okay, now we'll join. Continue this line from the top like this, and the molding is sticking out a little bit. Now, what have we drawn next? We drew the awning next. So the awning always looks like it's sticking outward. And then draw this line. And if your line wobbles a little bit, that is fine. If it goes a little crooked, it's fine. Sometimes awnings are also crooked. And then we start with two lines in the center. This is probably going to be a red stripe. Then let's come to the center of this and draw two lines slightly crooked in the center here. And then we can draw two lines more crooked in the center of these two, less crooked in the center of these two. Can you see now how our design is going to become very even? You always start from the center and then you keep distributing these stripes. Okay, take your time. Do this slowly. This part is a little bit of detail, so do it slowly. Once you're done, when you're looking up, then I will continue. Kyra, are you okay? You're okay now? You're able to do this? If you aren't, then tell me. Now, since I have more space here, I'm going to make more stripes in between these. And it's always good to make pairs because those are the stripes we are going to color. Okay, now let's see how much space do you have underneath this, because we need to make a door and we need to make some windows. So this is a time when you can review your picture and see if you want to make your building taller, or if it's too tall, if you want to make it shorter. So we need a little bit of space underneath the awning, and we need a door over here. But a door should be only enough for maybe a human to walk in, and not too large like a giraffe door. So I need you to check whether you've got the right size proportions. So the door will be at about half mark of our rectangle, and it should be only about as big as this. So what I'm going to do, I want you to watch this first and then draw it. Don't draw with me, watch it. I'm first going to draw two lines which are slightly short on either side of the center line. Okay, wait. And then I'm going to draw a curve like this. So it's very difficult to draw one continuous curved line, but if you break it up, it becomes much easier. So draw two lines which are slightly shorter and then draw a curve.
Yes.
How are you doing, Samar?
Nice.
Nice, good. I'm happy.
Can we?
Oh, sorry. What was that? I muted you by mistake.
Can we please draw 7 goats?
7 goats.
Yes.
7 goats going into a chocolate shop.
No, 7 goats are outside playing.
7 goats playing outside a chocolate shop.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let us finish the chocolate shop first, and then let me see how I can show you how to draw a goat. That's a very sweet idea. I like the idea of goats around a chocolate shop. Okay, now what's next? Next we drew the sides of the buildings, right? So we'll draw the side. Now this line of the building continues down. Bring it all the way down, but wait, don't go all the way. Here we can add one more panel. And end it slightly higher than the door. Now use your pencil like that for the window. And try to leave equal spaces from the edges of the door. The window is pretty tall. It's almost as tall as our doorway, and then I have given an extra space over here for the window sill. It's always good to make rough lines and then draw the final picture. Aha. Let's see, Viraj. Yes, very nice. That's very good. Now again over here, we can make a plus sign. And then I'm going to show you how you can make the windows with window panes inside the plus. Now I want you to again watch this. Let me make one window and then you'll know what I mean. So this is my plus sign, a cross that I've made in pencil. And I am going to draw my windows inside those four squares. See, I'm not touching the line. So I get a very nice window frame and window panes. And all these lines have to come one below the other. See, it looks nice and clean. Now we can make the door. So even for the door, this is what we can do. You can make a line in the center, a line at the bottom, and all these can also be windows. Oh, sorry, middle and top. So this is how I can do it. I can make first I'll make a window frame, because without the frame, a door will not be able to hold the panes.
इधर ही है.
And then I will make the panes like this. Are you able to make this, kids? I hope it's not too tough. Now, just to make the building look pretty, is everyone with me? Should I wait for a bit? Okay.
श्याम
Okay, done? All right. Now, next to this, we can draw some nice big planters like that. The same height as this panel that we've made. And inside that, you can draw a nice tree. And make V-shaped and U-shaped lines like that. And some rounds to make it look like a tree. Sorry. And the trees on both sides are going to be different. Then we can make some nice stripes on these, or if you want, you can make some other patterns. I really like plain stripes, so I'm making this. Maybe one more at the bottom.
Can we wait?
Yes, yes, now I can wait. Okay, is everyone done?
I am done.
Okay, I can see Ruhi and Ria are done. Summer is done. Done. Okay, so while everyone is still finishing, and Summer wants some goats outside his chocolate shop.
I want 7.
We don't have room for 7 goats. Can we draw one? And then you can draw the same everywhere. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you. Now, everybody, if you want to, you can make the goat. If you don't want to, you don't have to make the goat. So, Summer, while I'm just waiting for everybody else to finish, this is how you can draw a goat. So, we start off with a triangle shape like that. See? Okay. And then you take, then you can actually draw a, just from the tip of the triangle, you can draw a rectangle like this. And from this now, I'll show you how the goat will come. First, we'll draw the nose. Then we'll draw the mouth. Then we'll draw the chin. So all of that is in a triangle. Then you can bring the a neck down and draw its legs. 1, 2. How many legs does a goat have? 3. And see how I'm making the hooves. Doesn't have hooves, but yeah, something like hooves. 4. Then we go around the head. But first we'll draw a sleeping ear like that. And another sleeping ear like that. And come down and join the body. Oh, this has become too straight. So I'm going to change the leg. And then you can draw a tail like that. This is its eye. And then you can draw two horns like this. And then you can cover the goat up with lots of hair.
Big.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Is everyone else done? All right. So now we can write the letters chocolate shop over here. And I'm going to show you a trick. Do you have some rough paper lying around?
Ma'am.
Yes. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Let me see yours, Viraj. Oh, wow. Very nice. Well done. Okay. Rukuhu, show me yours. Very nice. Good job. Okay, now I want you to use a rough paper. And first, what you will do is you're going to write the name of the shop over here. And you could write any name. You can write chocolate shop. You can write, you could probably write Kaira's or something like that if you want your name there. So what you do is on a rough sheet of paper, you write whatever you want to write over there. So I'm going to write it somewhere over here. I'm going to write chocolate shop. Chocolate, or just write chocolates. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get that, Viraj.
I'm going to write cake.
Okay. All right. Can you spell it? I didn't hear it. C-A. Oh, cakes. Okay. Okay. You can write cakes. Now we need to fill the lettering over here, but it should be from the center out. It's if we start writing chocolates over here and it finishes here, then we have extra space. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You can, on your rough sheet, you can mark how much space you have. We have so much space, right? And we have to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters in this space. Now we have a center line. So we need to fill up 5 letters on this side and 5 letters on this side. Correct? Now, Viraj, where you're concerned, you can write cakes like this. You can write K in the middle, A and C on the side, and E and S on this side. So then when you write cakes, it will fit properly in the center. Now, in the same way for chocolates, we're going to do something different. We are going to make more parts of this. We'll make one more half. So how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. Then we will make even more halves. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Oh, this is getting very confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line over here, a bottom line and a top line. And my letters are going to come inside of this. And I'm going to start writing the letters in this gap. I have made my measurements like this, equal measurements. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. And first I'm going to write in pencil. So I'm going to write long letters. And I know the spelling here, right? So I'm writing O, C, O, H, C, and L, A. See, all my letters are fitting in between these lines. And I'm also making sure that the space between my lines is even. Can you see? It's all fitting beautifully.
Yes.
Now, either I can take one big fat pen and make a double line or a single line, or I can take a thin pen and I can make a double line around the letters that I have written, like this. See?
I can go to Iyengar Bakery.
You want to write bakery?
Yes.
Okay. So bakery would be something similar. How do you spell a bakery? B-A-K-E-R.
Iyengar Bakery.
You want to write Iyengar Bakery?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a very long title. Iyengar.
So I don't this side Iyengar Bakery.
Okay, so we can write it like that. You can you can mark your space like this. Mark the center. How many letters do we have? 7. One space in between will be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can mark our spaces. Mark the middle line, then the middle of the middle, the middle of the middle of the middle, and the middle of the middle of the middle of the middle. How many spaces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if you leave one space from this side and one space from this side, you can write Iyengar Bakery here like that. I-Y-E-N-G.
Pastry. Pastry.
Iyengar Pastry.
You get pastries in Iyengar Bakery.
That is true. So do you want to write Iyengar Bakery or Iyengar Pastry?
Iyengar Bakery, then we write the pastry.
Yeah, exactly. See, Iyengar Bakery also fits very beautifully. And then you can write all that over here in this space.
I'm
So,
writing it down here near my goat.
yes, near your goat, you want to write it. You can make a signboard near your goat. So I'm making this space where I can write, what do you get in chocolates? You can get candy. So I'll write candy.
Write pastry.
And you can write make a dot and write pastry. Cakes. And what else do you get in a chocolate store? I think that's it. Candy, pastry, and cakes. That's all I'm going to write. And then I'm going to leave some space. So I have 4 letters here. I'm going to leave some space from here and start writing over here. Candy dot cakes dot pastry. That's it. Now we just need to paint it. We can decorate it, we can paint it. And if you want, you can also do some extra textures on this. I love making more textures,
ये
like
बा- ये
brick texture or wooden texture.
ये बा-
And you can paint this in any colors you want. And if you've made double letters, then you can paint from the sides. Oh, you can also do one thing. You can make an insignia over here, like a sign. So you can make a sign like this. Since we have this, you can make a sign that is a pentagon. And in the pentagon, you could probably make the sign of a candy and draw dots like that. Or you can draw a cake. Or I also like muffins or cupcakes. And this can be your little sign on top of your shop. Oh, let's see Viraj's.
एक किया
Wow, very nice. That's so good. Now, in the line below, you've already written cakes upar, cakes niche. Do you want to write other stuff? No? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to make my little insignia over here. And insignia is usually some kind of a logo or a symbol. And if you have space, then you can do some kind of decoration along the signs, even like this. That always looks very nice. I like lots of decorations on buildings. So I'm going to make
boom
and in the middle here, I think I'm going to make a cupcake, but I'll make it with a thinner pen.
so B
I'm not making that frame around it. I think I'll just make these shine lines. Now, if we want to make the building look more decorative, we can also make the same kind of shapes here.
Georgia
And we can also make something here.
Ma'am, can I start coloring now?
Yes, you can start coloring now.
Ma'am,
Everyone can start coloring now.
I want to go now.
Okay, but aren't you going to color?
I will color it in the next class.
Next class, we'll be doing something else.
Because I want to color it in the next class.
So I'll tell you what, why don't you color it in the morning tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, and then put a picture on the group.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, now once all your decoration is done, then you can start coloring. Now, the part of the building which was on top of this, you can keep it if you want, or you can erase it away. And then all the other lines of the design that we've made, those can also be erased.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are we supposed to color with?
Okay, good question. What of this we have to color?
What do we have to color with?
With, you can color with whatever you want. You can color it with watercolor or color pencils or crayons, whatever.
Do like thin pens work?
Pens are fine, but you do have watercolors, right? You have those tubes. All right, so let's color it in watercolor. Now that you have them, you can use them, but use whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to paint my chocolate shop. I think I'll paint it. Now, what colors? What can we draw? Sorry, I didn't understand that, Kyra. Wait, ask me that again. Now I can see your face. Other than the chocolate shop, what can we draw?
What you have written on top, you have drawn a muffin. So, what can we draw other than that?
Oh, you can draw candy. I'll show you. Just imagine all the chocolate that you see in a chocolate shop, and you can try and draw that. Let me show you. So you can draw, like I showed you, you can draw something like this. This candy is like this. You can draw something like that. You can draw stripes on the candy. So you can draw something like that. And then draw something like this. Okay, sketch pen is fine. Then you can draw something like this, like eclairs. But sometimes eclairs tend to look like hot dogs. So maybe you don't want to draw hot dogs. You can just draw a candy cane if you want. Then what else can you draw? Maybe if your chocolate shop has some pastries, you can draw pastries like that. So you draw a triangle and then some cream. and then another triangle, then some cream, and then another triangle, not a triangle, a rectangle, and then put a cherry on top. So you can draw something like that, but sometimes this can look like a sandwich. Lots of things look like each other. Okay, now I wanted to show you one thing importantly. Everything else you can do whatever you want. But no, two things I wanted to show you. So suppose my entire shop is green over here, and then I want to show some bricks. So how do you show bricks? And one more thing is the awning that we have. You can choose a color that you want and you start painting it from the center. And every alternate stripe should be white, whatever color you choose. So see, this is how it will look. If you find it confusing, just start from the center and work your way outward. Now, this painting should take some time. So even if we don't finish it in class right now, and if you don't finish it today, don't try to rush through it. Because even an unfinished picture that you can finish later on to make it look good is better than finishing a picture fast and then making mistakes. Now I'm going to turn my book upside down so that my hand does not go on the already painted area. Well, at least sideways works. Now the color I'm using over here is scarlet. A nice bright red color. And then I'm going to use a green for the top. I'm going to keep this part light or white. So the green I'll use will be this thing called sap green and viridian green. Now, Ruhi and Ria, you have these tube colors. So you can squirt a little dollop of these two colors next to each other if you want to make a green like that. Or you can choose whichever color you like best. Now again, I'm going to turn this upside down. Now this painting can be a little tricky because I'm going to keep the word chocolate and the other decorations unpainted. So I'm going to go very slowly. Now the trick to painting is keep your paint very watery, nice and watery, lots of color and lots of water. So it flows very easily. And wherever you have letters, this is how professional letter artists also paint. If you want, just leave your tools down and have a look at this. First, they will paint all the plain areas. So from the bottom, one line will go, from the top, one line. And then they will start painting the areas in between. See, like this. Just paint a vertical line between the areas first. Then it becomes easier. So you don't have to go around each letter. Did you get that? See, first this vertical. T is very easy to fill out. And it is possible that some of your coloring would look a little patchy. Don't worry about it. This is supposed to be a watercolor illustration, and almost all watercolor illustrations look a little patchy. But that is the beauty of watercolor. It's a very exciting medium. It doesn't sit plain on paper. It does a lot of exciting things. So you want it to dance around and you want it to be fun to look at. And flat color can sometimes look very boring. See, this is how you can paint quickly and also properly. Now remember to always mix enough paint to fill an area. I think I'm running out of color. Because then halfway through, if you have to mix a color, there are chances that you don't mix the same shade. I can use the same color to paint all the moldings green. Maybe I can even make it a little darker, a little more, a deeper green perhaps. And I can paint this in the dark green as well. And this. And I want to paint the windows in green also. But before I do that, I'll show you how we can. Should we make this in brick? No, it's very complicated. Forget it. We're not going to make it in brick. But I can always paint it a brick color. So I can use a light red or burnt sienna, a slightly reddish brown color. And again, I can paint like I painted the top. So always paint the plain sections first and finish that off. All the straight lines or sections that are easy, finish those off. Remember, every time you're painting, you should make sure that you can see the edge of what you're painting. Otherwise, your color can go into that edge. And try to not press the brush down too hard. Depending upon how much area you have, you can change the brush. Now I can show you how to make bricks over here, a brick texture here. So what I'll do is I'm going to take a slightly fat brush, the same brush I'm using, number 7. But would you like to just look at how I'm painting this? And then you can try it yourselves also. So if you use your brush cleverly, you can make slightly fat lines like that. Just pressing it slightly. And each of them starts looking like a brick. So you don't have to make the whole shape of the brick. And then when you are stacking them, you know how big bricks are stacked? They're not exactly one below the other. You stack a brick below the gaps. So I really like making big brick textures. But I leave it to you if you want to make it. It takes a lot of patience to fill this up. Oops, I forgot this. Now, one more thing we can do is underneath this awning, we can use a nice second layer or a deeper color and make a nice shadow like that. Just a single straight line. Are you able to make the bricks? Is anyone making bricks? And you can practice this on your rough paper first before you try it in fair. Leave the same amount of gap between all the bricks. See, quite interesting, no? Now I'm going to paint these also green and the window frames green. But how do you paint glass? How do you make this look like glass? Any ideas?
Yes, ma'am. You make it sort of shiny.
You make it how? Shiny. How do you make it shiny?
And you can also make a bit of reflection.
That is very good. So I'll show you one way that you can make it in watercolor. It looks a little bit like reflection, but it's a trick. So look at how I'm painting this. Just have a look. So I'll put a little bit of color on top in these two windows. It's not too dark. This is black. And I'm going to wash my brush. I've washed it. I've wiped it. Then I've taken just kept my brush a little damp, not too wet. And I'm going to pull this color down like that. See? Very gently. See, does this look like a little bit like a window? Cool, no? Again, I'll show you. I'll first put some color on top, about 1/3 of the way. And then before this dries, I'm going to wash my brush and wet that same color and bring it down. Now you have to have a very light hand for this, okay? So take your time. And do just one or two windows at a time. Don't do too many. Yes, Kaira? Now, if you're coloring with color pencil also, you can do the same. Start, make it really dark on top and make it light as you come to the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to make the door green. Now I'm changing the brush and taking a thin brush to paint the window. I'm going to paint this side window only after I paint all the glass. This frame. And I'll do a second layer inside this. Just in an L shape like that, or just the inside. Yeah. This will make the door look like it's receding inside. So Kaira, I realized that we've made just the outside of the chocolate shop. I'm wondering whether you wanted to make the inside of the chocolate shop. Is this still okay? What? Wait, I can't hear you. Wait, let me pin pin your frame. Huh? Oh, wow. So what is the problem there? Which color should you paint? What is that section over there? You can paint it red like I painted. Red or brown. You can paint. Do you have the names of the colors? Huh? So look for burnt sienna. Ruhi and Ria, how are you doing? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Have you painted the top yellow? Oh, wow. Your house looks like it's made out of chocolate. That is so nice. I like the. Did you make the awning pink and blue? It's a very interesting combination. I think it's looking wonderful, especially with the brown building. Very nice.
Thank you.
All right, so it's 8:15 now. Do you want to take 15 minutes more? Do you think you're going to finish in 15 minutes, or you want to continue next week, or you want to finish the chocolate shop at during the week?
Finish at home.
Okay, so you finish it by yourselves now. Do you need my help for anything? All right. Yes, Kyra, let me just pin your picture. Let's see what you've done last week. Okay, let me guess. What are these? Is this ice creams? Are these foods? It's different kinds of things. I can see some sports items, some rabbits. But I just can't hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you. I think there must be some problem with the Wi-Fi. But your pictures are lovely enough. I think I can tell. You've drawn different kinds of things, right? Just nod if I'm right. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, now Kyra, when you're moving forward, listen. Because you're left-handed, you need to turn your book around because your hand is now going to go over your wet paint. And hold the book. Yes, much better. Hold the book with your right hand. Correct. Okay, Kuhu, how are you doing? Did you catch up?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. So will all of you please share your images on the group after you're done? Okay?
Okay.
All right. So any ideas for what we'd like to do next week?
So I see one test scale CR installed.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Was that someone in the house?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering how am I going to show that? I don't even understand what was said. All right. Okay, I'll come up with something for us next week. If you have any ideas, please share them on the group. Ask your parents to share the ideas. So it gives me a little time to look up images and study a bit. Okay? Okay, so I shall see you next week, everyone. Bye.